13 WMAZ Morning starts now.
It's another cold morning, but we do have quite the warming trend on the way as we go through this week. All of those details and talk about when rain will return to the forecast. All of that is coming up.
Plus, a teen now sits in jail after a shooting at a Central Georgia sporting event. The charges the 17-year-old now faces.
Plus, COVID-19 plays a part in a Houston County baby's death. What this marks for Georgia as the battle against the virus continues.
Well, good morning, Central Georgia, and happy Tuesday. You are looking live over downtown Macon. The time is 6:30 on this December 14th. I'm Caitlin Heck.
And I'm Wanye Reese. As always, an absolutely beautiful look of downtown Macon in the skyline, but don't let that look deceive you. It is chilly out there.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a big coat kind of morning, Courtney.
Oh, yeah.
That's right, Wanye. I think we're past the point of chilly. We're cold this morning. Yeah.
They're interchangeable for me.
Yeah, I guess they are, right?
Just for me, but I understand. It's
Yeah,
cold.
It's cold. It's 33 right now in the city of Macon, just 1 degree off from freezing. So you are going to want to bundle up. Also probably heat up that car a little bit early. There's nothing like getting in the car and you just sit there and shiver. That is not fun. So if you're lucky enough to have that car that starts early, take advantage of that today. 35 in Warner Robins and in Cochrane, 41 in Montezuma, 33 in Gordon, 32 in Dublin, and 33 in Forsyth. Monticello, you're the cold one this morning at 30 degrees. No fog. It looks like that kind of stayed out of our way for the morning. I have been keeping an eye on Dodge County. That's about it, but it does look like everyone is A-OK this morning. As we go through the day, lots of sunshine. It'll be very identical to yesterday. We'll warm very quickly. From 9 to noon, we'll jump about 20 degrees, and we'll top out in the mid to upper 60s today. We're going to continue our warming trend through the week, and then we'll eventually start to introduce rain chances as early as tomorrow. I'll have all those details in just a few minutes.
I just hope whoever's missing, they're still holding on.
That's one of the survivors of the deadly tornadoes that recently tore through parts of the Midwest and South. CBS News reports that at least 88 people are now dead, with over 70 of those in Kentucky.
It's such a sad story. Now, search and rescue efforts continue in the state, with dozens of people still missing after Friday night storms.
To the people of Western Kentucky, we're not going anywhere. We're going to be with you today. We're going to be with you tomorrow, and we're going to be there with you to rebuild.
More than 1,000 homes across 18 counties are now just what you see, rubble. 8 people died after a tornado hit a candle factory in Mayfield, Kentucky.
In Illinois, at least 6 people died after part of an Amazon warehouse collapsed. Federal and state officials are investigating to figure out if there were any structural problems with the building. Now, in Dawson Springs, Kentucky, the parents of a 2-month-old girl decided to take her off life support yesterday. The youngest known victim had swelling to her brain after winds threw her into a neighbor's yard.
It's such a sad story. And tomorrow, President Joe Biden is actually going to be visiting Kentucky to go ahead and survey the damage there.
Well, a Jones County High School student now faces several charges after a shooting in the school's gym during a basketball game. Sheriff Butch Reece says some of 17-year-old Jalen Lester's charges include aggravated assault, possession of a firearm by a minor, and disrupting a school event. He is now in jail without bond. Investigators say the shooting happened around 8 Saturday night during a game between Jones and Baldwin counties. They found someone fired a shot during a fight between people from the 2 schools. No one got hurt, but deputies previously arrested 4 other teens in connection to the case. They face charges including possession of a firearm on a school campus and possession of marijuana.
Now to 2 coronavirus-related headlines we're following for you this morning. The youngest death in Georgia from COVID-19 related causes comes from right here in Central Georgia. The State Department of Public Health shows it's the first child under the age of 1. Health officials reported the baby's death out of Houston County. They say the baby had a chronic underlying condition, but they have not released any additional details. Before yesterday, there were 23 COVID-19 related deaths among kids under the age of 18 across the state. Masks are now optional for students in Dublin City schools. The district's Board of Education voted last night to remove the current mandate. The change went into effect immediately. If cases begin to surge again, the district says that Superintendent Fred Williams can reinstate the mask order following a polling of the board.
Now to news from across the state. The 3 men convicted of murdering Ahmaud Arbery will find out their next prison sentence next year. A judge signed an order yesterday that sets a January 7th sentencing hearing. Last month, the jury convicted Travis McMichael on all 9 counts, including malice murder. They found his father Gregory guilty on 8 counts and William Roddy Bryan guilty on 6 counts in the February 2020 killing of Arbery. Malice and felony murder convictions both carry a minimum penalty of life in prison. The judge decides whether that comes with or without the possibility of parole. Well, this winter, the Georgia legislature will consider a bill to eliminate absentee ballot drop boxes. You probably saw those boxes during last year's election as an alternative to in-person voting during the pandemic. One state senator now calls to get rid of them, saying they were an emergency measure during the pandemic and eliminating them would return to a pre-pandemic normal of voting in person. The lawmaker also claims removing drop boxes will help rebuild the trust that has been lost.
This story is definitely something that's impacting me. Rent prices are up 22% since January in Georgia. A Lending Tree survey found that on average it costs about $1,200 for a one-bedroom apartment. Across the country, the survey shows Georgia has the 6th highest increases this year. Well, one Bibb County commissioner wants to know how many homeless people call Macon home and the circumstances that they face.
Today, leaders could decide whether to spend about $250,000 to answer that question. Commissioner Virgil Watkins believes the homeless population in Macon is more than the county estimates. So he's proposing using about $250,000 in American Rescue Plan money to send out social workers to do a survey.
Watkins says he wants the study to focus on the situations of those living on the street. Do they have any mental illnesses? Are they a veteran? Do they wish to stay homeless, or do they want to work toward having a place of their own? Also, Watkins says he wants a better breakdown on demographics dealing with how much of the populations are families, kids, or single people.
But to actually spend the time to good clean data collected on the issue in a way that we haven't done in the past, I think will just be helpful to the county on our decision making and policy making, and the nonprofit community at large who's trying to provide assistance and hopefully eradicate homelessness from our area.
Now, several commissioners seem to be on board with the census itself.
But some question the cost, which they'll talk about today.
Watkins also wants tighter restrictions on stores with coin-operated gambling machines. That's another item on the agenda today for commissioners. Some county leaders claim those machines are addicting and target people living in poverty.
If commissioners approve the ordinance, the machines cannot be within certain distances of places like churches, public libraries, alcohol treatment centers, or housing authority properties. Commissioners will meet at 9 this morning. We'll have to wait until the new year to find out the future of a project being called the world's largest advanced plastic recycling and renewal facility. Yesterday's Bibb County's Planning and Zoning Board decided to table a vote on whether to approve the $680 million plan to build the Bright Mark recycling facility. Now, this is so they can do more research on the project.
Also, thanks to a committee vote, 1400 Bass Road is one step closer to getting a Dunkin' Donuts and a bank. It's a spot a little past the Publix across from Maple White Baptist Church. A wine production facility may come to East Macon on Hubbard Road. That's still up for ratification. There was no final vote taken on that yesterday. Time is now 6:37. You know the morning team loves to hear about new coffee shops opening up.
Oh yes, I hate to be the person, but I was like, oh wow, like, that's just a very convenient location. I love to go to all the coffee shops, but I'd be like, it'll be another one to stop at.
That's right.
Definitely want that this morning.
Oh my gosh, I know it. Our alarms, I think we've been talking about it all week. I mean, it's only Tuesday. It's only Tuesday. But
seems like it's later in the week.
It does. I feel like all of us have said we've had such a hard time waking up to our alarms this week, but I mean, I don't think a 2 a.m. alarm gets easier.
Oh,
Never.
No.
I've been doing this 9 years, it doesn't.
Exactly, and I thought it was going to get easier. I've been doing this now for 6 months, and if anything, it's just gotten harder.
Hey, but here we are. And coffee, people always say, how do you do it? You get up so early. Oh, it's a lot of coffee, everyone. We got some nice fancy Keurig machines over in the break room now. It's great. All right, everybody. Well, as you're getting ready to head out the door, maybe grabbing a cup of coffee yourself, you probably want to have that hot as it is cold out there. Now, also, something to keep in mind, you might not be able to catch it anymore, but we did have the Gemini meteor shower last night, and it did go until early this morning. I think the last peak hour for it was around 6 a.m. So we're not too far off from that. But either way, it was a really cool sight to see if you were able to see it. I know on my very early drive into work this morning, I saw a couple meteors go across the sky. So it was a really beautiful start to the day. And thankfully, if you were up very early, I think the peak hour of it was around 2 o'clock this morning, 3 o'clock. If you did wake up and set an alarm to go out and see it, the skies were nice and clear. So overall, it was a great night to look at that. You might be able to catch one as you head out the door right now, but time's ticking on being able to see that. Now, as you get ready to head out the door, it is cold to start the day. 32 in the city of Dublin. So in fact, it is freezing out there. You're of course looking live on top of the Fred Roberts. Very festive looking downtown, ready for Christmas, which is also time is ticking on. Can you believe Christmas is in just 11 days. I know my Ring camera has been going off like crazy because I've just had package after package after package start to come to the house. 33 in Macon, 35 in Warner Robins, 41 in Montezuma, 36 in Eastman, 33 in Forsyth, and in Gordon and in Macon. So our nice and clear morning, thanks to high pressure, still in control of our forecast. And with high pressure in control, that's going to give us a really sunny day. Overall, it will be beautiful. We're going to start the day several degrees below average and then end up several degrees above average. Typical Georgia day, if you ask me. We'll head into the mid to upper 60s as we head through the afternoon. Now for the morning though, so whether you're getting ready to head out the door in the next few minutes or the next couple of hours, we are going to stay in the 30s through around 9 o'clock. So you'll definitely need that heavier coat. But then as we head closer to lunchtime, temperatures will be generally near 60 as we head towards noon, and then 62 by around 1 o'clock today. So we will warm very, very quickly. We're dry today. The story changes tomorrow. We'll have maybe just a stray shower Wednesday, Thursday, about a 20% coverage of rain. Now, little disclaimer on Thursday, some models are saying we're completely dry. Others have a better coverage of rain. So we're going to keep about a 20% coverage right now. That could change. Now, as we head into the weekend, rain chances go up, and that's thanks to a weather system that's going to start to approach. Now, unfortunately, this weather system does look like it's going to bring severe weather yet again, another round to parts of the plains. Place that does not need any more severe weather right now. Hopefully that can change for the better, but right now it does look like the Storm Prediction Center already has a good portion of the plains highlighted in some sort of severe threat. For us, not the case. We'll simply watch for a chance for showers as we head into Saturday evening and Sunday morning. We'll be cooler behind this front. Cooler. Then another weather system rolls in, and this is going to pull in a lot of Gulf moisture, so that could make rain likely as we head into Monday morning. Now this timing is probably going to change in one way or another. Any kind of thunderstorm activity could stay south of Macon between this warm front and cold front. That's where you typically get the ingredients for some thunderstorm activity. No severe weather. Then we're cold behind this, but how long do we stay cold? That is the big question right now, because of course, what's on Friday? Christmas Eve, just a few days behind that. So we'll hope we can stay chilly for that. Mid to upper 60s the next few days. We're back in the 70s Thursday through Saturday. Best chance for rain comes through the weekend, and kick off next week. We're back in the 50s by Monday.